My philosophy of teaching is I want every student to experience what I experienced as a beginner, learner of music. I want them to have the opportunity to learn to play an instrument and for them to become a well-rounded individual and be respected in the community. And no matter what career they choose, they will be successful because of the structure and discipline we shared with them through our teaching.
My philosophy of teaching is you have to keep the students engaged. And a way I do that with regards to philosophy is reading texts, doing activities that's about them, stuff that they're into, stuff that they like to read, stuff to read about, stuff that they like to talk about, stuff that's out there in their world.
My philosophy of teaching is about building relationships. You will not get very far in teaching, period, in the education business at all without building relationships. And students who do not connect with the teacher at some level, they won't learn as much, if anything at all. So my philosophy is always to start with a rock-solid relationship of respect.
I'm very dramatic, and I like to speak with my hands. I like to involve the kids. I like to speak in a way that engages the students in having them want to learn and to continue to ask questions. So it's every day. You see the impact that you do make in kids because they tell you.
I've been teaching 18 years, so I think I've touched quite a few lives throughout those 18 years. I've taught at the elementary and middle school level. It's very rewarding because the children, or my students, become my children. And so when I'm out in the community and they recognize me and they come up to me or to receive high school graduation invitations or college invitations, it's really heartwarming to know that they can still remember and they're still able to remember some of their experiences or connections that I helped influence them throughout their life.
My biggest moment with my students was last year in my 4th period. We had really been struggling on making sure that everybody was at their A game, and I had been a little tough on them. They ended up doing really good on their star, but the one that I knew that they were okay with me putting so much pressure on them was when they surprised me with the little birthday door. They put up posters and stuff like that, and so when something like that, it like validates what you've been doing, and you see that the students are okay being pushing them to their limits because they know that in the end, everything that we do for them is for their own good.
I think the most important moment, or the time that I have really been able to say I enjoy my job for the most part, is the moments where I have the struggling learners that felt that they could never do it, and that one moment when finally they say, oh, okay, now I get it. That's the really gratifying moment where I feel accomplished and I feel like I actually did something and I changed their life. And I mean, it's something that they'll never forget.
Usually at the end of every year, I write a letter to my students, every student. Like 75% of the letter is exactly the same on what we did throughout the year. But the last 25% of the letter, I personalize it. So what I do is I write in what I have observed throughout the entire year of that student. And I've run into students at HEB, at Target, even at games here, and they'll say, sir, you know what? I still have that letter. And they'll be juniors and seniors, and they say, I still have that letter. And every time I'm down, I read it. And that's something that makes me feel like I accomplished something, I did something. That these kids, they listen to your words and they take them into account and they're doing something with them.
I spent, the past 30-something years at McAllen. I've been at all 3 high schools. Started off at Memorial, went to Mac High, and then now at Nicky Rowe for the past 20-something years. And McAllen has been a home to me. The students that I have met are now doctors, they're lawyers, very prominent city council people in McAllen.
So I teach the newcomers that come from different countries that need to learn English, and they're in my class. So I believe that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given to me. The opportunity to pay it forward, because I'm also somebody that came from Mexico and started high school in the United States. So that opportunity to give back what I received when I got here as a 16-year-old I think that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given me.
First of all, I'd like to thank the district that they have given me a job for a long time, though, and I'm real appreciative of it. And thank all the colleagues that work around with me, and they help me a lot. And I have learned from them also, and I really thank the district first of all, for supporting me with the job for a long time.
I have a lot of people that have been extremely supportive and that have been amazing team members. From my first year of teaching, my team bulldog here at Mac High, to now at Lamar Academy with my teachers, because I graduated from that school. Being able to teach alongside some of the best teachers I've ever had in my life has been a really incredible experience. And I have some amazing mentors, including Marisa Sarabando, and my principal this year, Cindy Peña, is incredibly supportive of everything that we want to do, and she gives us a lot of autonomy over our classroom and over our program at IB at Lamar.
I would like to thank my colleagues, our principal who's given us the resources and the opportunity, my colleagues who've been there in support, for giving us being there when working with our students from one aspect to another, and our district for allowing us the opportunity to grow.